This is beautiful, and then they are hungry for everything they can get out of this. Obviously, defeat.
Try to get those entry kills for the rotation. Lucky right now does not have any help. Maybe he wants to make the play, or maybe he wants to wait for his right moment to strike it. Talk about the right moment. Wins a free one, gets over towards the back, blocks these spawns, or at least potentially blocks them. Atlanta FaZe is going to be potentially quick to hunt him back down.
Atlanta FaZe feeling just a bit of a step off the pulse here. Cannot find anything. Off the gas even a little bit against this team, even feeling confident as they are. Just 34 seconds on the board here for Atlanta FaZe. Miami Heretics already locked in with this rotation. It is a hard break at the best of times. Atlanta FaZe have to go all the way across the map.
Yeah, and they're going to have to win some very difficult gunfights as well. Unless Sim can maybe catch a timing and shoot some players in the back, but he's waiting for the map to sort of fall into place for him. A bunch of trades coming through. Finally, Sim is going to make his move, but Heretics players already off respawn. There are no open avenues of attack. Right now, they are keeping it on lock, and Metals continues to perform.
This is a dangerous time for Atlanta FaZe. I don't know whether they're cold or whether they just weren't expecting this level of resistance. Miami Heretics are gapping them at the moment. Celium trying to do everything he can as he flies about, but nothing for them. And this has gone from bad to worse. It's going to be over 100-point difference as we hit this rotation. And here comes Eric Boom.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to get worse. He just caught some fantastic timing on the backside. Draza, though, is quick for the trade, so no Eric Boom funny business coming through. And you can already see on the flip side over towards P2, no pressure. Abizi running at you, gunning him down. And for the first time, basically the entire game, Atlanta FaZe get a hold with actual pressure and both sides pushed out. They're looking to get a good deal of time.
They do. You can see Vikal just waiting as he's expecting some more pressure to come through. At the moment, they aren't putting it onto the point. Metal's going to go first forward, but he gets stunned. Beats taken down. Sim will get another one. And now they're finally switching into action. Atlanta FaZe, a perfect hold so far for them. And now looking for even more pressure.
Yeah, so this was what, a 140 to 30 game maybe coming into this hill. This is the first moment where Atlanta FaZe has actually sort of flipped the switch and really get that clean forward down and get control of the game. And while they have control, guys like Draza pushing around back, maybe to get top third control eventually. See certainly in the feed a bunch of players nearby for those power positions, so they're just trying to hit that hard reset around the time. Of course, though, Heretics going to be doing the exact same thing. But Bryce, first set of rotations in, 60-point game. They do with the lead.
They certainly do. Atlanta FaZe are going to be feeling the pressure. So let's find out how they sound in the comms with Atlanta FaZe. Listen in.
Top secret. He's like under third. He's real there. I touched you.
Listen, third. Pitch to the back.
Yo, one to the back. Coming up right dead, guys.
I know this.
Top P2, bro. Eric Boom. Top P2, Eric Boom.
Still there.
Yeah. Eric Boom, top P2.
You're good. Hold it. I'm trying to go left with you.
I'm placed now. I'll play it. I'll take it.
I'll be lucky.
I'll get there. On you there, bro.
I got stunned.
There's still.
Run out, boys. One shot. One
I'm
shot.
seeing silos. I don't see silos.
I'm right there. Holding, one shot. Yes,
I'm
the rest.
It's the same girl door. Same girl door. Take your time. Take your
Yes,
time.
he's somewhere.
Oh, one minute.
Hey,
Fuck. P1 and top AC. Top AC laying down there.
Nice. I need to
More top
take
secret. Nice. That's it.
Nice. I'm right in.
I think one in the corner.
Don't smoke behind. Don't smoke behind.
One in the corner.
And then one top.
Hit it back.
Nice,
Nice.
nice,
Back. What's in front of you?
Yeah.
What's in back? What's in front? Back. What's in front?
One front.
What's in front?
Yeah, front. Nice, he was front.
Atlanta phase down, but not out. You can hear in the comms they are trying to turn this around. Big plays out of Simp on that hill, but will it be enough chance?
I mean, that is a fantastic question because you already see where the map is taking place. 2 players from Heretics now deep in the back spawn. Metals is going to be the last one standing, potentially him versus Celium. Maybe just for spawns, but everybody else on Atlanta is falling. Great news from Atlanta. They just spawn up right on top of that new time, though. They do clear out the back and again able to stabilize. Still down by 70 points, though. Full 60 is enough to get back close to the game, but they won't get the lead.
And getting out of there as well. That is a tricky play from him, but still will be caught. Outnumbered now. Atlanta phase lucky from behind. Will find this last one. Gonna get him as well. It's Sim still staying alive. That's another 2 piece from Sim. Surely not a 30.
Oh, no.
Simp, unbelievable play to stay alive for his team as long as he can. It might not be enough, even with the 3, but Atlanta phase trying to seize onto a little bit of hope that he's given them.
I mean, still, though, one of the tricky things about this hill is even with the 3Ps,
Are going to be concussed for a while, but Lucky is still staying here. They're going to have to deal with him eventually.
I mean, he's just, again, just dragging away time and dragging away attention, so the players inside the hill have to look too many directions. Simp, though, doesn't care, or maybe he does because Eric Boom is sent in for the wipe. And again, it is the water route, it is the spawns getting flipped, and you just have Miami doing the annoying things right to make sure they stay in control of this game. 30 seconds, and they walk away with game number 1. They can't do it here, but my God, do they have control.
They have come to play. They are playing this map perfectly. Atlanta phase are being pulled apart at the seams. And now Miami Heretics, they're within striking distance of getting this one done. Eric Boom, 26 and 19. He has put the hurt on. He has taken it personal from yesterday.
Yeah, nah, him and Metals are having an absolute field day right now on sub base. 7 more seconds, and Miami get their first map win since prior to Boston. So going to be excited for it once they lock it down. P5, though, this has been the only hill Atlanta's been successful on, but bad news now, you're getting flanked. Here comes Eric Boom, just sent in for the kill. Might get traded out, but that is the damn thing broken. Miami can collect this time.
And now we'll get a little bit of cover from Abazi, but they just have bodies to throw this and 3 seconds left to go. And Drosser trying desperately to keep this one alive. Vico look for the wrong corner to begin with. Doesn't matter. Teammates get the kill. And Miami Heretics takes the hard point against Atlanta phase.
Yeah, vamos indeed. That is a nice little battle cry roar coming out there from Metals. Able to sort of wipe off the match they had yesterday and, again, get a little bit of, wind in their sails. Eric Boom, I know, faced a little bit of criticism for his performance, but it's against Toronto, and that's day 1 for him. Well, on day 2, after 1 against Atlanta, played fantastic through and through. And frankly, Miami just did as a team. I mean, they had the 1 P5 hill the first go around, and that was the only hill they struggled on. Otherwise, they got every single break that they needed, the opportunity to lock something down for a good chunk of time. They were successful. The number of water routes they took just to be annoying. I mean, look, sub-base can be a difficult map to orchestrate. Miami did it nearly flawlessly.
Yeah, I also say I think realistically Atlanta phase, I don't know what it was, but a step off the pace, at least in the first couple of hills as well, really set the tone for it. Maybe, just maybe, if they were better off that break, they could have had a little bit more wiggle room to come back into this game. As you can see there, as we go through the highlights, almost the entire time trailing and never really able to get any kills until this hill.
I mean, and even then, I mean, there was 2 different moments, I'd say, for Simp, where he is literally popping, like, by himself just about, solo 3 pieces, but the way that, like, Miami were playing the map, they made it almost ineffectual. Like, you had Simp doing that at, like, the new back P3 hill, but Miami just put in enough effort to get the close spawns that it just doesn't matter if you're getting 3-piece, because you're going to be so close nearby. So I think Miami just, again, straight up played the map better. Even right from the jump, like that play where they were basically triple stacking P1. Vikul is the only man responsible for watching Warehouse on the rotation of P2. That's a big moment where if Atlanta FaZe kill him and get out, you just win the rotation. You trade away P1 time to get that new hill. But instead, Vikul slows him down enough for his teammate to get back in position. And like, yeah, Heretics, again, just straight up ahead of the game the entire time.
That is something we're going to have to keep an eye on as well. And we talk about Veto's and the changes to these maps after the patch chance. You know, everybody's kind of reworking their map pool. For Miami Heretics, that'll be one that they certainly try to keep in the locker as much as possible. Maybe not so much for Atlanta FaZe.
But the map pool, yes. So the high-rise S&D, as soon as the map gets finished and played, Miami is going to be the first team in the league to have actually played every single map. So in a sense, they might have the deepest map pool possible. And that, by the way, is not including Rio, because obviously a ton of new teams haven't had the opportunity to play Rio, Hardpoint, or Search and Destroy yet. So not counting Rio, Miami is the first to play all of them. And then keep in mind, they've also played both the new maps. Miami yesterday, the first thing they did was get a rep on the Rio Hardpoint and the Rio Search and Destroy. So whichever way you look at it, Miami is working incredibly hard to have the deepest map pool again.
The way that they approach all the games. One of the things I really liked about the Heretics, and when we've watched them in the CDO, is just how serious they take.
Spécial dédicace à la terminale GH côté du lycée Samuel Raboto.
DJ Raxkill, c'est fracasse. Projet à tête, obligé d'aller en bon pour s'en sortir au nez à fond.
Very punishing. They have the worst opening duel win rate percentage in the league, so that is going to be a focal point here on High Rise, the First Bloods. Can that be something Miami also can try to compensate for?
Well, a little bit of confidence, I think, is probably the key for them here. It's never easy going up against the big dogs in the CDL, but a win on Hardpoint like that, they'll give them confidence in what they're doing is correct. Everything they've practiced, everything they have worked towards. A disappointing Boston, but it is only the first major of the season. A lot to go, and now we're on the road to Miami. And that is going to be their home crowd.
And the home crowd is going to be, it's always interesting as well, of like how hard they're going to go for cheering for the new home team. So I'm excited to see it. And of course, we're going to be seeing in this match. I know that Des touched on it quite a bit. We brought up how you have Miami Heretics worst overall opening duel percentage when it comes to Search and Destroy. On the flip side, of course, for Atlanta FaZe, the best. You have a BZ on your team. It is the expectation that he is going to be that First Blood king. So we're going toe to toe to see if they make those improvements.
Nades already going out. Got to bear in mind, no trophies for this. And all the propane on this map, a little bit explosive. So you can see some already taken out there. That means players can now safely go in those areas.
And safely taking care of those is going to be a pretty big benefit to the squad, especially because it is almost random on A where it'll just team kill you. So make sure if you want to make that approach, do the little things correctly. Atlanta FaZe doing that off the jump, but 35 seconds in, a kill has not been rung out. Bulls and Simp nearby each other on the mini-map, but one up top, one below. The approach is on B. Metals is in that corner.
Simp and Metals, Metals have to Sim has definitely seen him as well, but that pole control is always a nightmare of a gunfight, but Abizi will get that first blood. Lucky coming to reinforce as Amanda gets caught. Climbing the ladder. Vehicle going to go in now. One by one they fly, but Vehicle actually in a really good place. I don't know if he'll get out of this after he makes the kill. And he doesn't. Abizi will catch him. 1 versus 3 for Boom.
What can the rookie do? He knows the bomb's going to be down on B. But now he's spotted, now he's trapped, and you're going to have every angle to deal with, and Abizi can just jump on you from the hill. So first round there to Atlanta, and you see the way, by the way, that first blood just went down. Metals might have been in that corner, like by the radio tower, but not only does a stun land on his face, 3 players on Atlanta just jump on top of him, so they make sure they clean house. Get that bomb control, and I bet she can role play by Vehicle, but everybody's still in position. Atlanta, business as usual.
Well, yeah, it's been something they've come to rely on for quite a while now. But Abizi is just different in every way in the stats, always has been. But now, with some trophies available for teams, slightly different breaks for both of them, but the nades will fly out across high rise. And it's a bit of a slow roll here from the Heretics.
Yeah, nothing too funny. It looked like off the break, Atlanta did leave underground open for a little bit, but it looks like Simp is wrapping back to make sure you keep it under control. And now you know underground there is some pressure there. Abizi taking shots from down low, but the power positions all over the place. Vehicle gets picked. Another first blood for Atlanta.
Metals gets one back on the sit. That Metals will get a second. Huge, opening up the B side completely, giving him a little bit of breathing room. Abizi's come flying in. Hasn't seen the person on the bomb. It's like, wait a second, I thought you were here. But that smoke has concealed all the members of the Heretics. Abizi will be in here as well. And they are now underground. They have left Abizi in the dust. Abizi finds one though. This will be a 1 versus 3 if he can make it. Metals will be taken down, and there's a chow, but Lucky will get him. And it's close, but not close enough. Heretics round the board.
Oh, that's a scary moment, too. I think if Abizi doesn't give up that L trigger, maybe he can turn something into a little bit of magic. But that's a nice clutch there from Miami. Shout out to Metals popping the 2-piece on the actual B site. Had a teammate there from the trade, and I like the old, it's like the classic magic trick. Throw smoke at your feet and just disappear. Just get out. Don't let anybody make a sneaky play. And Miami go for the repositioning, and it ends up paying off perfectly because Abizi literally stole that play out of Vehicle's book, putting himself in the same corner for the check on bomb. But Miami heads up, got the round under their belt, and are still just looking for a first blood.
Well, look at the stack here. Patience here from Miami as they wait, coiled like a spring, but Draz has already found Lucky. Metals tries to see if anybody goes for a pushing. Eric Boone will find Draza and get away with his life, but only just. And now shots ricochet down that B corridor.
Oh, that's a nice angle, too. Not an easy gunfight to win for either player. And the pressure down the B street, there it is. You called out Bryce, that stack they held on the B street. The extra men there are enough to take down Simp. And Abizi didn't get spotted, actually. The timing goes perfectly. Metals doesn't catch him on the cross, so we got a true 2v2, and Metals is tagged up. I think Cell there from downrange gets him with the wall bang, and Cell with the ego as well. He wants to take down Eric Boom, but get out of dodge. 35 seconds to play with. Good news, though, for Eric Boom. The bomb is near him, so Atlanta FaZe, it's not the ideal situation.
Oh, Eric just saw set in for a second. Tries to stay alive. Surely not for Eric Boom. It won't be the Cinderella story. He will not go to the ball. The glass slipper does not fit in that scenario. And a FaZe pull it out of the fire.
Yeah, no, that's just, that is Call of Duty timing on a few different fronts. A little bit weird timing towards the end there from Eric Boom, but just the fact that Abizi is able to make it out on that cross to the back window and get that freebie kill, I think maybe just super unfortunate timing there for Metals, but it is the little things that'll get you. Atlanta FaZe, another round on the board, and still 3 for 3 on the first blood front.
That is dangerous in S&D. Suddenly got to stop giving those away. Just changes everything to set up as well, but a bit of an aggressive push here. Already going straight through. I don't know if they're going to be caught or seen. You can see Selim is going to be jumping that window looking for it. The stuns are going to fly out as well. Abizi putting the nades down. Player's still alive. First blood Abizi.
Poor Eric Boom. I was going to say, he's just going to die. You had Abizi chasing him from the top side of blue on the bottom side. Simp had the other end covered. Abizi again, first blood Reaper. I don't know if it was him or Draws that actually got it, but in the meantime, Lucky is in a hopeless position in a 1v3, completely surrounded, and that is Abizi just trusting his stuns. Use the stun to clear out, like, you know someone's over by A. He naded basically the back barrels, didn't connect with the hit marker, so he just knows there has to be a guy on this close box. Fries him for absolutely free. That is just the intel being on point again. No hesitation. Knows that the guy is in blue, but because the stun grenade connects, checks the box, or either that or just saw his gun. But whether it's luck or skill, Abizi has everything in the world for search and destroy. And we are now 4 for 4 for Atlanta FaZe on the first blood front.
Like I said, that's the terrifying thing here. Like, there's just no real dealing with Abizi.
5 for 5.
Well, we've always said it, but this is about first bloods. You can't afford to keep giving them away and expect to win rounds. Atlanta FaZe now have the time and opportunity and the numbers to kind of play this how they want to.
Definitely looks like they might pump the brakes a little bit, try to get some information. You know, at least one guy is going to be in the back window. I think the angle Abizi has, he might be able to spot Eric Boom in the construction window as well. So you're basically just looking for one. That's the hidden player right now, and the timing is perfect for Metals. Evens up the odds in a 3v3, and you know you have the bomb down towards B, and there goes Abizi. Yes, he did team with Clay.
Full closer there from Abizi. Eric Boom was going to find Selim as well, but wait a second. Wait a second.
All right, thank you.
Okay, it's okay. His teammate got him. Oh, there was a little bit of tunnel vision there, but what a round that just went all wrong for FaZe.
Yeah, no, Abizi doing his best Clayster impression. Looks like Eric Boom doing his best Fame impression as well. Not seeing players directly in front of him, so a lot of, you know, flattering people with their impressions of each other in that round. Either way, though, 5 for 5 currently on the first blood front from Atlanta. I know they lost the round, but still, that has been the pain point for Miami, and High Rise does not seem to be any different.
Well, let's see, because even though they're losing the first bloods, it is 3-2. And this is an aggressive push, actually, by the look of it. If he's going to get caught this time, Eric Boom will find him. Advantage to Heretics.
Yeah, let it be known, no one first bloods Miami 6 times in a row. Nobody.
They fooled me the first 5 times, but I'll get you the 6th. And Miami have chosen to play passive here, potentially looking for another pick, all the information that will give them the opportunity to make a move onto the site.
Yeah, and B is going to be a little bit difficult. Simp watching over from the top propane. Draza can help him. And I mean, Draza and Cell are kind of in positions where they can be almost everywhere on the map, depending on what they jump on top of. But ready for the A stack. Vehicle actually finds the perfect timing to pierce through mid, but he gets double traded out. All of a sudden, a 1 versus 2. Simp last man standing, and he's got a player directly underneath him. Miami take care of business. The trades are all there when the sort of break commences. They execute perfectly off of that first blood. As you pointed out, they might be 1 for 6 on the first blood front, but we do have a tie game.
Hey, sometimes stats don't matter.
I think Abizi jumping off the bat might have helped for the 1 round.
Yeah, that's true.
Fair.
That is very true. But I think realistically, Miami just figuring out a little bit, or some adjustments have come through against Atlanta FaZe. They're going to run it for Atlanta FaZe. Obviously made the call there to go very aggressive underground and got caught for it. Let's see what they do this time.
Once again, a massive stack by Miami towards B. The nades are going to pan off as well, so they do get the first blood, man advantage, but around the site, Abizi ready to jump, but it's a couple different corners. Eric Boom out on B Street. Whatever call it's Abizi's getting, though, he is repositioning, getting out of dodge. Maybe too many players crawling around this site. Don't want to deal with the corners. Atlanta FaZe leaving Selen in the back as they're working towards this A site.
Oh, Beagle is the man with the information. He's seen it. He would have called this out. Atlanta FaZe don't look like they've got a cohesive setup. Miami Heretics have settled in. They are waiting, ready to do something. I think Simps just dropped bombs, so he might be looking to make a move aggressively by himself. That's exactly what he's doing. He's looking for Vehicle. He's got it, picks the bomb back up. Risk averted.
Now you're just running out of time, but that is the window of opportunity. Maybe try to catch Miami off guard, try to scatter him just a bit. Eric Boom down low versus Abizi, and it's the Terrors running at the rookie. Rookie doing his best just to get away. 20 seconds left, by the way. You're just running out of time. You know where Abizi is, and he is the last man standing and taken care of. again, a roar out of Miami, executing in that 4v3. Might have gotten a little bit spicy with Simp making the high IQ plays, but all that sort of, the corners and ability you have around this B site just to be that threat, Metals continues to provide. I believe that was his 9th kill so far in this game.
And that's the second time Miami have done that, by the way. They've gone super passive and waited out phase. Every player had cover. Every player was waiting. And that's probably just because they got the first bloods on those rounds. The big B stack last time, and this time they just stopped, went still. Obviously helps that you've got Metals on a 6 streak.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the cruise missile, too. So that's why a lot of the pop-offs coming through. And obviously, you see how distant he is in the back of the map. That's going to be a clear call to use this cruise, and you're going to spot out like 3 players potentially that are going to have to dip out. 2 players running for the back windows, 1 guy going to be underground. Can you isolate Simp? He's the lone man underground. You see Eric Boom thinking about the chase, but can't get it done. So you buy yourself a little bit of map pressure. The site's going to be clear, but you don't get a kill. If you get this bomb down, maybe that cruise will be enough.
I do love the fact that they all took control of blue for this one as well, but even with the bomb down now, they've got man down. They have to just play this a bit careful. Beezy looking for players everywhere for him. He knows the player's propane. He flies out towards with his teammate. 2 versus 3. Miami trying to hold on to this one. There is a flank coming in from Eric Boom, but he is now alone, and he has been spotted, and he has been gunned. 4-4.
Yeah, and if Lucky can buy some time, maybe Eric Boom can get a little bit closer and shoot a couple players in the back. But Atlanta FaZe don't waste any time. They take care of Lucky up top and then flanking with the rival 9. That is not the right gun for the job. By the way, the first blood that just came through, Selim was like in the back construction windows in his spawn. He got basically the most distant kill you can get on high rise. He killed someone on the opposite side of B Street to get that first blood. So I don't know if Selim's shooting players through walls or if he just laser beams somebody, but Selim, as we know, is built different, and a first blood like that goes a long way. That was a massive way to kick off that round.
Now this might be going down to the wire. Atlanta FaZe had the first few rounds. Miami Heretics have battled back. As it stands all tied up, who will get towards that first match point? But Lucky will get Simp. Lucky will get Selim. And Draza tries to fire back. 2 versus 3. FaZe have lost members.
And Lucky's going to be B Street, so maybe BZ was thinking about working up that direction. Nope, absolutely getting shut down. Lucky's got this on lock, has the intel on Draza as well. Shots getting exchanged all over the map. Back down with just 19 HP. Metal's back in his home. And in the meantime, Abizi, this is just a delicate moment. If Metal's turns, Abizi's going to be free, but the same can be said on the flip side. But Abizi just ends up getting caught. No plays to be made in a 1 versus 3 from Draza. Not a lot of options to work with.
Look at this, Miami doing it again. They give absolutely nothing away. It is a passive setup, and it's usually heavy around B. They're going to get this. Miami Heretics now on map points to go up 2-0 against Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah, and the adjustments you can see him making as well. Not only were they challenging B Street, reading that pressure perfectly from Atlanta, but I think just about every single grenade and stun landed at Atlanta's players' feet. So Lucky gets dished out. Maybe not a free 2-piece, but for him, an easy one to get. As he pointed out, Miami, here we go. Map point to go up 2-0 against Atlanta FaZe. Even the desk used the words